Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video, and let's thank our members Invictus and our Patreons Interceptor, Richardson, Danny Cage. Thank you guys, helps a lot, and Rupert, sorry. And thank you guys. We are at the day of this recording, we are almost at 10,000, but probably until the day of the release of this video, which is Sunday, we will probably already see the 10,000 subscriber mark. So thank you guys. It helps a lot. You have no idea how much. YouTube algorithm is something really hard to grasp sometimes, and the subscribers kind of really counts to that, so that more people see the videos and stuff. So yeah, thank you guys. It helps a ton. You have no idea. So thank you guys. Let's keep it going. Let's see how much we can get. And yeah. So anyway, today I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about another list. I did a list last week, I think it was. Let me check real quickly here. It was around, I don't know, it was around the 26th. So it was basically last week, the week before that, Saturday before that. So yeah, I did a list there just talking a little bit of 5 aircraft that are most likely to come soon. I talk a little bit about how the F-16 is probably coming soon, the MiG-29, the Tornado, Su-24, the F-111. And today I wanted to talk a little bit on the opposite of that, which is 5 aircraft that are the most likely to not come soon. So yeah, 5 aircraft. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Soviets, the Swedish, the Germans, and a little bit about the Japanese as well. So let's get into it. So the first aircraft, and yeah, that kind of hurts a little bit of my soul a little bit, because I love this aircraft, but I really understand that it will take a while until this aircraft is added. And that's the MiG-25. Okay, the MiG-25 is an aircraft that I love so much. I think it's amazing for what it was meant to do, right? Reconnaissance and interceptions. It was very good at its job. But obviously it was, you know, a design that it was in a need of a modernization really quickly. You know, like 6 to 7 years later, it was already in a very, in a very big need of an upgrade, which meant that it was basically done with the MiG-31, right? But still, it's an aircraft that I think at the time of its addition in real life, of its development, right, it was very good, and the performance of it in speed and altitude was nothing everybody never saw about it. It was a very kind of modern aircraft that had its problems, but it was a very good aircraft at its job as well. Has many myths about it, but still a very good aircraft. Made specifically for BVR, to intercept bombers and other types of aircraft like that. Right now, it kind of doesn't have a place in War Thunder. Does this mean that it's never going to come? No. I think the addition of the MiG-25 is going to be similar to the addition of the T-72. Remember, before we get the first T-72s, we got even the T-80U, if I'm not mistaken. So it took a while until we get the first T-72 in the game. And I think the MiG-25 will be the same. For some reason, they thought that the T-72 didn't have a place in game before, or they didn't have the resources, I don't know. But still, the MiG-25 will be kind of the same, but in the sense of the Soviet Union cannot rely only on the MiG-25 being the top tier aircraft, right? I still think that a link between a MiG-25 and an MLD would be fine, but still, I still think that the MiG-25 is just... it doesn't have a place right now to be the main aircraft for the Soviet forces, right? Once we have a MiG-29, once we have more modern stuff, MiG-25 can be added, and it's not going to be the main aircraft of that Tech 3, so the Tech 3 will not suffer that much. So that's probably the reason why they are not adding it right now. I don't think. Maybe it will be added for the patch, but who knows? I don't think so. The second aircraft is consequently the MiG-31 as well. The MiG-31 has the same problem as the MiG-25, but being very OP in the BVR department. It has a PESA radar, which is something that We cannot even comprehend exactly what it would look like in game, because it is something completely different from anything else, and it is just very, very tough to beat in the BVR department. You would have very good missiles, and it is just a very, very good aircraft. Instantaneous detection is the word to basically express what a PESA radar is, right? And the range, obviously, as well. So yeah, the MiG-31 will suffer from the same stuff at the MiG-25, but having to actually be an aircraft that will be too OP in the BVR department right now as well. So maybe in the near future or in the far future, I don't know, it will come probably, but it will take a little bit of time, I think. The third one is one that a lot of people like to talk about, how it needs to be added and stuff like that, and it kind of became a minor Mirage 2000 in the sense of on the forums and stuff, because a lot of people ask for this aircraft, but they don't understand how advanced this aircraft is. There's two of them that are here that can be like that. And one of them is the Gripen. So the third one, let's talk about the Gripen. Even though there are some sources that said that initially in the prototype phase, the Gripen could take other missiles or semi-active stuff and etc. In service life, it took the RB99 or the AIM-120, right? It is too advanced for now. It is an aircraft that is not comparable to an early MiG-29 and an early F-16, you know? It is, obviously, these aircraft could face it and beat it, depending on the pilot, depending on training, depending on many things. But still, it's an aircraft that is way too advanced. It's probably considered a 4.5 or 4 plus aircraft, a generation jet, you know? So I just think that it's not the time for it right now. And yeah, we will see it in the future, but it is just too advanced for now. The only thing that the Swedish had in real life until the 90s, until the Gripen, was the vegan. And even with the vegan, we can see the D variant, but it is an odd one. Let's see, the leak yesterday kind of is tempting to show to us that we might see a vegan D, but still, I doubt that we will see it. And together with the vegan D, we can kind of put them in the same place. We have the fourth one, which is the F4F ICE. The F4F ICE is kind of a problematic one. I think it has the same problem as the Gripen, and the same problem as many of these aircraft. I think Gaijin will have to be careful with something that is 90s aircraft. It doesn't matter if it's an F4 or a vegan or anything like that. AIM-120s, R-77s, these missiles, they need to hold off a little bit on that, because they're too advanced. We are literally entering the 80s in the sense of technology right now, and we cannot already have such missiles. And these aircraft are specifically made kind of to use these missiles. So the Vegan D and the F4F ICE, for example, even though they are third generation aircraft, it's problematic to put them, because if you add, for example, the F4F ICE, even though there are some sources that said that it can use the Sparrow missile, and if it can use it, it doesn't matter if it did use it. If it can, for Gaijin is enough. So it might be able to be added with Sparrow missiles. I don't think it should. I think we should get it once we get the AIM-120, because it's the pinnacle factor of these aircraft. And the vegan, I mean, it's basically the same, right? Why would you get the JA-37D if we can get the RB-74 for the C variant? Let the D variant comes when we get the Fox 3 missiles from the 90s, right? I mean, this is just my opinion, obviously, but I still think that it's not the time for the F4 ICE and the JA-37D, but still, more the F4F ICE, but still, the vegan can be added, maybe, because of the leak that was kind of released yesterday, so yeah. And then the last one that I already did a video talking a little bit about why it isn't coming, but it is the Mitsubishi F2. I already did a whole video about it. I was planning to do this video before those leaks were actually found and stuff like that, and the whole patch started, so the F2 was already on my list, so I'm just going to go briefly about it. And yeah, it is technically an F-16. It is based on the F-16Cs, right? But it is completely different. It has 25% more wing area, has a different radar, which is an AESA radar. It becomes the same problem as a MiG-31, for example. the ISA radar would be too OP for now. I mean, if these leaks are real, which they might be or not, I don't know. But still, if they are real, if we are getting a very early F-16, like it looks like we are, it feels like we are going to need to wait a little bit for the F2, because these early F-16s don't even have BBR. So it's problematic to add an aircraft that has even ISA radars and could carry the AM4, AM5. So it's just too advanced for now. So yeah, we have two problems here. Of course, the Russians, the Soviets, they can have a lot of aircraft. Even the Germans, they can have a lot of aircraft. So if they are not getting the F5s, they can have the MiG-29, they can have other aircraft. The Soviets, if they are not getting the MiG-25 and 31, doesn't matter. Probably getting the MiG-29 anyway, the Su-27, anything like that, right? But then we have the Swedish and the F2 here, the Japanese, with the Gripen and F2. And then we kind of have a problem, because the Swedish cannot have anything until we receive the Gripen. On the max kind of side of things that we are going to get, it's probably going to be a new vegan with the RB99, right? Which is the vegan D. And for the Japanese, it is basically the F-15 that it will take a little bit of time as well. So for these two nations, there's kind of nothing coming probably soon. I might be completely wrong, but it's just the way that I think they will deal with this situation. It's kind of weird. But these minor nations will have to wait probably a little while more than Germany and USSR for getting more aircraft. Probably Germany and USSR are getting more aircraft right now in this patch. So yeah. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I see you guys on the next one. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me with these 5 aircraft. I still think that they're unlikely, but maybe I'm completely wrong. Let's see. During this week, we will probably see. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I see you guys on the next one. So bye guys, subscribe, and thank you again. If we already hit it, thank you for the 10,000 subscribers. Let's go guys. See ya.